All right. So this was this was kind of surprising, and this is good, man. This is really good. Um, so the brand new team or brand new old team, if you will, to a degree, that is now in charge of Guild Wars Reforged, has added an update today, which I did not expect. Now we've had this update in Guild Wars 2 where you could change to the different expansion or main theme backgrounds for your character select screen. For whichever characters you've made. But they actually did it for Guild Wars 1. This takes me back. Let's check it out. So obviously I'm all right. I'm covering up my email, so you guys you know don't do all detective work. But as you can see, we this is like this kind of hits in the feels a little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie, this hits in the feels. Like this takes you back, right? So this is the Prophecies one, all right. And you open up the menu. You just click on options on the login screen. You change it from the drop-down menu, so we can change it to factions, right? Which now has, just like what we have in like the other ones, where it will do like a slow rotation around, like 3D view. Prophecies doesn't have that, and I'll show you in a sec. If you zoom out too far, you'll see some issues, but they already warned about that. Plus, we're going to look at the other stuff that they've added to the game as well today, which is pretty cool. And then we changed to Nightfall, which is awesome. This sort of stuff here, right? And you can hide the UI, right? So if you want to hide it, hang on, let's see if I can. There we go. And I got all right on screen. There we go. Let's get rid of that for the moment. So you could, if you wanted to, just like just sit here and look at this as it slowly rotates around, which is pretty cool, right? And then of course, obviously the last one being the one that we all know, which is Eye of the North. You know, for for the latest, or like the actual true expansion for all the main campaigns, right? So when we go to the actual character select screen, right? So once we log in, right? Okay, so we can't rotate the camera. Like I'm holding right mouse button, we can't rotate. But this is the original Prophecies login screen for Guild Wars 1, or now Guild Wars Reforged. And you'll notice that when I zoom out a bit, right, there's kind of some clipping stuff over here, right? You can kind of, let me just see if I can move my camera. Hang on, wrong one. Right, so you can see there's some clipping, right, when I'm zoomed out too far. Maybe they can fix that. This is ideally like this is sort of like the pinnacle one to probably be about, probably here before you start seeing the black stuff. Maybe a bit further in, there we go, right? Which is, pretty cool. In general, like that, we got it back. That's nice. I don't know if they'll fix something like that up. I don't know, but it's very cool to have this back. So we'll log back out again. Right, now we'll change it to probably it's going to be my personal favorite for a while again, and that is factions. Right, zoom in. Now, what's really cool, man? Like you can zoom all the way out. Obviously, you're standing on a pillar, and you can also like rotate your camera around, which was really awesome. I think there's like a giant whale. I saw a whale surfacing. Here we go. Yeah. Right. That's great, man. I'm sorry. I'm just so enraptured. Like this. There they go. There's the whale tail. All right. This is just so. This is so fucking cool, man. I did a video on the channel talking about possible quality of life things that they might be able to do. I'm pretty sure I didn't mention this, but the fact that they've done this makes me think, oh, maybe they're going to do some of the other stuff I suggested. I hope they do, because I tell you what, man, it would be a game changer for this game. It would mean that you could load up like any tune that you felt like to muck around on. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. So let's log out and we'll check, of course, Nightfall's one. All right. Let's log in. Just amazing. There's like, you can see some fishies swimming around there. Always love the skyboxes in Guild Wars games as well. They've just, I mean, like, their environmental artists and stuff are phenomenal anyway, but nothing beats a really good skybox, right? Because that tops it out, right? It's like the icing on the cake. Of course, you can rotate around here as well. I like this, you know, where obviously, you choose your character, then, in theory, you're now walking onto the mainland to start your journey. That looks really cool through there in this part into the cavern, right? As you can see when it scales in and out. So obviously I like separated, so that looks nice. It's good, man. It's good, right? And then of course, lastly, of course, what we're all used to, which is the Eye of the North one. All right, just to show you quickly in case anyone hasn't seen that. Right, and then of course you got the pathway going down there, so you've walked all the way out the top. Right, you can look all the way around. My sun either rise or sunset in the background, depending. But yeah, just cool, man. Like this is cool. Anyway, let me swap it back to Cantha. All right. Or the factions one. Now, let's load up my pre-searing, because I don't have an extra character slot to do this. No, I don't. So we'll jump into steering, but what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here to the patch notes, right, and see what's actually on offer, right? So of December 18th of 2025, the partners at 2 Weeks Games have been hard at work understanding our tool chains. We present to you their first experiments. The first one is called Reforged mode in alpha. So it's in an alpha mode, I'm assuming, or beta. I don't know. It's just called that. So basically, the way this works is that you activate this during character creation. So you create a character, right? Your character will have a visible badge, which is what you can see here. Piken Square will be accessible as an outpost for Reforged mode players in pre-searing Ascalon, but you'll have to fight your way there, right? So you got a bit of a hike, but once you get there, right? Once you unlock the town, you can teleport there anytime you like. You gain an extra 5% more experience and gold in the Prophecies campaign, right? So once you get out of pre-searing, enemies have lower health and armor in pre-searing Ascalon. So this is kind of making it a little bit easier, for people, right? Henchmen have been retuned, and are more powerful with additional skills. Okay. And the Northlands in pre-searing Ascalon has additional spawns. All right. Now, I'm assuming this is tied directly to the character creation. I'm assuming this is what it all applies to, right? And probably things like the additional spawns and stuff, maybe this is all designed so you can level up your character. I've been thinking about making a pre-searing monk, right? Because I've got a main monk, right? And I've got my pre-searing ranger, but I've been thinking about making a monk, possibly. So yeah, more multiplayer for multiplayer parties, all players have to be in Reforged mode to experience Reforged mode content and balance changes. So this is kind of like what we see with things like World of Warcraft, where they do like a remix, right? So you create a new character, you level up faster, blah blah blah. You know, I think essentially it is a way for people to get into like the main game probably faster, and have less of an issue, because you got to remember, right? This is tied with, from what I understand, it's only tied with Prophecies. Yeah. So Prophecies, if you don't have any heroes unlocked from Nightfall or either North, and you don't have any mercenaries, then the only access that you have to additional team members outside of players is henchmen. Right? So the fact that they've retuned them, that's good. I'm just wondering if they'll be retuned in general, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Northlands and pre-searing of Ascalon has additional sword for mods, blah, blah, blah. Mixed parties will see the standard content. Okay, yep. All right, so yeah, so this is purely just like as a Reforged thing. This is an alpha feature we are sharing early to gather feedback. It is only presented currently right now in English. So now we have Doom's Covenant. This is in beta, I'm assuming. Activate Doom's Covenant during character creation. Doom's Covenant is a challenging mode available throughout the game where you strive to avoid dying ever. Characters created with Doom's Covenant get a badge visible in-game. Upon your character's death, you lose the badge permanently, but you can keep playing the character. So this is kind of like... This is kind of like Forever Iron Man. Right? Any titles you earn while under Doom's Covenant will have the badge in the hero panel. If you lose Doom's Covenant, any future ranks earned for that title will not display the badge. This is a beta feature that may undergo changes. It's currently only presented in English. We'd love your feedback. 4-player parties in pre-searing Ascalon. This matches the maximum party size at the beginning of Factions and Nightfall. So this is separate to the other two sort of like, fun little modes they're adding in. And then, of course, obviously, they've added in the what I've just displayed, which is classic pre-game background. So you can now choose the background displayed, put login and character select. Tells you how to do it. And then the Prophecy scene was not designed to support 360 degrees. Therefore, it has a fixed camera placement. There is some risk that the zoom out level may cut off some of your view of your character in ultra-wide screen resolutions. And you saw some glitching over on this side with that. Did some bug fixes with where Steam DLC was not always available immediately after purchase, and then fixed a bug where the mouse would move unexpectedly when you touch the screen on some devices like Steam Deck and Windows-enabled touchscreens. So that's really cool. I'll post a link in the description for that. But yeah, this is very cool. Now, if anyone doesn't know where Piken Square is in pre-searing, technically speaking, right? It's up here in what do you call it, in like once you get out of the main sort of beginning story part here, right? And I think I missed by I was, you know what, I thought Piken Square was available here. I had a brain fart. I was thinking of Fort Rennick, right? But anyway, so you got Ascalon City here. Piken Square is up around here in the Northlands area. So you know what? I might actually make a character and test it out. I'm very curious. Like, I'm very, very curious, right? Now, going back to the titles thing, right? So because of the way that the game mode works, that titles will be, some of them will be displayed in the panel under Doom's Covenant. Right, so this is specific like to anywhere obviously for the game. Any titles you earn while under it will have the badge in the hero panel. So if you earn a title in the hero panel, which I think, do I have access to it? Here we go. Right, so here's your titles. Obviously, if you've earned a title, it'll showcase with a badge. Right, that's fine. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think I think these are little fun things. It'd be interesting. It'll just be interesting to to see how fast you can get a character level 20. I'm definitely gonna make a monk character. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make. I think I'm gonna make a monk character so I can test this stuff out and see where we're at. But I'll post a link in the description for the patch updates. Let me know what you guys think. I think just overall, just having the ability to have the different character select backgrounds and login backgrounds from the older games is just, that's chef's kiss for me. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect for me. I just have a really good feeling that, you know, Reforged is in the absolute, like, you know, best hands. I think this is just, you know, I think this is going to be pretty awesome. So, but yeah, anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.